Yes guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today this is going to be the first non-football video of the summer break. First one in a while, and I want to actually talk about Plymouth Argyle. Of all teams, Championship got relegated to League One this season. They sacked Wayne Rooney. Early January, appointed Miron Muslic, who spent 4 months out without a job, previously coached Cercle Bruges in Belgium. Now, the issue wasn't the step up from Plymouth to Schalke. If you don't know, he took the Schalke job. It's the manner what he left in. And today, I actually want to talk about this because it's a topic what is interesting. I think it's something what barely seen, and I posed a question on my ex asking how they felt about this quick turnaround, and I got 4 responses, one being really long. So I'll read them out. Names of the typers, of the opinionates will be anonymous. First of all, I'm going to read out the statement, what the chairman said. So, Simon Hallett came out to say, I'm not going to read out the whole thing, okay, but here's where we are going to be focusing on. We are disappointed at Miron Muslic's departure, not at his joining a club with a profile such as Schalke, but in the timing and manner of his leaving. We hired Miron in January, giving him a 3.5-year contract shortly after joining us. We also hired the staff he requested in an assistant head coach, head of elite performance analysis, and a little later a set piece coach. A recruitment team was in place for the season, augmented by our sporting director to assist with the post-season rebuild of our squad, along with Tom Randall, who has subsequently joined us on a full-time basis as head of recruitment. After the season ended, and with rumours flying that Miron was attracting interest from other clubs, I called him personally, and he assured me that he was 100% committed to Argyle. As a result, Miron continued to take part in all recruitment meetings and was involved with interviewing and recruiting players. Until just last week, his colleagues had no indication that he wanted to leave. Last Saturday, Miron informed the club that he wished to speak with Schalke with a view of joining them. Under his contract, a club wishing to speak with him needs Argyle's prior permission. We were unwilling to give such permission, but Miron informed us that under no circumstances was he going to return to Plymouth. Thus, we reluctantly gave the necessary permission. By making clear his intention to never return, Miron gave us no choice but to move on. We could have insisted on the full compensation and gone to court, enforced his contract, but would not have had his services as head coach, and progress in recruiting a replacement would have been blocked. Rather than get mired in a protracted and highly destructive process, we settled for an amount of compensation well below the contract sum. Is a strong financial outcome for a League One head coach, enabling us to move on positively. So that's what they said about Miron leaving for Selkirk. They had no issue with him joining Selkirk because Selkirk is a big club. But the way he left them is what got them frustrated, annoyed, and I totally agree. Right, so personally, he also tweeted out himself, okay, this was what? This was early this month, by the way. 1 second, didn't actually pull up the tweet. But he tweeted early this month. Saying this. This is from Miron Muslic on X. I have fallen in love with the football club from when I had my first experience of it in London over months ago. Today, in my press conference, I was over passionate with emotions still running high from our imminent relegation to League One and how much I care for Argyle and the Green Army and how committed I am to the club and its future. I want the best for Argyle. We are all frustrated with what's happened. But now we need to put it right. We are all in this together. And I look forward to seeing you all at Home Park on Saturday. This was sent on the 1st of this month, by the way. So on the 1st of May, he came out with that statement on social media on X. "30 days later, he's left the club. Now, you can't say I'm committed, I'm dedicated to this club. I've fallen in love with it to then switch up literally a few weeks later and go, I'm never coming back to Argyle. I will not be committed. I want to go to Selkirk. The manner this all worked out in, very disrespectful. Now, I posed a question to Argyle fans. I got 4 responses. Okay? Asking how they felt about the turnaround, about the very quick turnaround. Now, I also asked a few follow-up questions to certain people. So I said, question to Plymouth Argyle fans. How do you feel about this very odd and quick turnaround? Quoting his initial statement on the 1st of May. I asked this question today a few hours ago. One fan said, disappointed given only last week he was speaking to players and convinced them to sign for us. 2 of them specifically mentioned speaking directly to Miron and getting convinced to join. So clearly this fan, which is going to be quite a popular theme in my eyes, right? He's already got in 2 players. Now you can't bring in 2 players and leave. First off, you can't go, you should join Plymouth, blah blah blah. You have this role in the squad, right? In my system. So yeah, I think when the player gets convinced to join, you don't go 2-3 weeks later and go, Cheerios, Selkirk's waiting for me. You don't do that. You don't sign 2 or 3 players and then leave. Disrespectful, very uncommitted coach. This next fan says, very disappointed. Obviously, you can't say no to Selkirk, but it's just the way he left. Saying he's fully committed, then a week later, he's never coming back. Seems a bit disrespectful, considering he didn't even have a job for 4 months ago. I loved him, but I don't anymore. Exactly. Now, in my opinion, on this quote, what this fan said, right, he's not wrong. You can't say no to Selkirk when you're managing Plymouth Argyle. First off, that's an upgrade. Going from Plymouth to Selkirk, upgrade. I got no issues. No one's got any issues with the upgrade he took. Who wouldn't take Selkirk if you're managing Plymouth Argyle? No offense to Plymouth, but Selkirk is a bigger level club, and I think we all admit that. But the fact that he said he's fully he's fully committed to Plymouth Argyle, and then a week later saying he's never coming back is disrespectful. That's lying, that's full on lying, that's full on disrespectful. Terrible. Don't say something if you're not going to stick to what you said. Now, this next fan, also, by the way, him not having a job 4 months ago. Mental. So, yeah. At least you have the job. And you should be grateful to Plymouth for getting you back into work. You said that you were committed. Don't go fuck off to Schalke then. Like, I understand the upgrade. I would do it too. But don't say you're committed to then leave a few weeks later. This next fan says, it shows a complete lack of respect to the entire football club. The utter hypocrisy of calling him out, of him calling out Whittaker for allegedly refusing to play, and then throwing his toys out of the pram to force him to move 4 months into his 3.5-year deal, and he talks about integrity. I have nothing wrong with what this guy said. First of all, Whittaker got forced out of the club because apparently he refused to play for under Miron Muslic. And then forces a move 4 months into his 3.5-year contract. He still had 3 years left, by the way, on his contract. So the fact that you go, hold up, it's Schalke, but I just said that I'm committed to a club. Yeah, who cares what I said a week ago? You can change your mind, right? But you literally just said that you're committed. But it's Schalke. And that was a week ago. Then don't say it, you know? You know what I mean? Like, don't say something if you're not going to stick to your word. Now, I got one more thing in terms of replies, assuming I don't get a reply right now. So yeah, right, well, so this final response what I got is quite the essay, but I'm going to read it out. Make no mistake, no Argyle fan is suggesting there is anything other than a massive step up. Schalke is huge. The issue is the last few weeks, end of season, refused to answer if he was staying, then sent his felt in love tweet, bitched that the board hadn't backed him. Essentially, that was, as we know now, false. He assured the club he was committed to Argyle. The club had got all of the staff in that he requested, and even spent time and money changing office layouts that he'd asked for. He was clearly involved in transfers, as quoted by the new players. When he tells the club he wants to speak to Schalke, and tells them he's not returning to Plymouth under any circumstances, his end-of-season pressers were, to me, him engineering his departure, and I reckon hope they'd sack him for slating the board. Miron Muslic is a smooth-talking, manipulative rat. All this is why is dicks in the throat. We believed and trusted him, and that's what hurt us. So there is some name calling and there is some verbal abuse, but I don't blame them. What he said right here, this fan said right here, which is a total different fan to the last one, of course. I even said about him being involved in transfers, the new players even quoting, and his love for Argyle. I said all that. I've made my opinion clear on my thoughts and how I find that really disrespectful and the lack of commitment you literally said you would have. And he doesn't blame, and these fans don't blame him for stepping up. But the manner he did it in, saying he's committed, saying he loves the club, to then leave a few weeks later, saying that he never returned under any circumstances. The disrespect. I'd be having a massive rant if that was Enzo Maresca. I feel for the Plymouth fans. I feel for them. I don't blame them for being mad, upset. It's disrespectful. It's lack of commitment. It's the lack of commitment what he said he'd state. And the fact that he's apparently spent money changing his office layout. Why change your office layout if you're gonna leave 4 months later? Like, why say that the board didn't back him when literally 2 signings came in? And in the interview, they probably even said, Miron Muslic gave me a good role, convinced me to join this project. Okay, so apparently he didn't get backed, but with his signings. He got his signings. Now he's gone. Now, I just want to bring up some big results in his form before I end it off, because, yeah, form. So, he's had standout results, such as a win versus Coventry, a win versus Sheffield United, wins versus Liverpool, and I'm pretty sure he was there for the Brentford game as well. Other results are give me a second. So other results are 2-2 draw against Sunderland, 2-1 win versus West Brom, 1-0 win against Liverpool, 5-1 win against Millwall, 2-1 win versus Portsmouth, 2-1 win versus Norwich, nearly beat Leeds. He's had standout results. He's picked up points. He missed out on staying up, but there was hope, there was pride, there was fighting for the badge. You say that you're committed, and I'll say this one more time before I end off. Reminder, his words was on the 1st of May. I've fallen in love with this club, and I am committed to helping this club. Committed is the key word there. Committed. The phrase is, I've fallen in love with this club. You don't go from falling in love with this club and I'll never come back in that manner within what, a week or two? That's disrespectful. That's no manager should treat a club like that, especially after all the club's done for the manager within that 4-month period. The new manager, whoever comes in now, will have to change his whole office layout back if he doesn't like how it is. So, it's stupid how he's done all this to then just treat the club like that. Manipulative. He is manipulative on so many levels. But yes, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you did go and enjoy, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and peace!